live from Kentucky and Louisiana. 2 Marines, 1 mission. This is Sense and Senseless.
So you talking about the president and man, I I don't know about this Epstein shit. I I just don't understand it.
He ran on that though. He ran on that.
No, but why he don't want to release it? Why the Republicans don't want to release it? I mean, what?
And now the Democrats.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me play this real quick from Megyn Kelly, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
What's going on? Because the left, if you tune in to CNN or MSNBC any day right now, they think the whole government shutdown on the Republican side is because they don't want to do any work because they don't want to have any votes on Epstein.
Right.
What do you think?
I tell you what, I've started to question, is this why we're not in session?
Really?
Yeah. This is that the discharge petition is sitting there.
Explain that.
So everyone, for how many years now, all of us have been calling to release the Epstein files. Thomas Massey entered a resolution to release it. Yeah. And I'm a co-sponsor. I want to release the Epstein files. And it's been blocked over and over, unfortunately. And so there's a discharge petition. So just so you know, as a member of Congress, I cannot force my bills to the floor for a vote. Only the Speaker can decide to bring a bill to the floor for a vote. So when the Speaker is refusing to bring a bill forward, if 218 members of Congress get together and all sign a discharge petition and we put our name on there, it overrides the Speaker and it's forced to the floor for a vote. So right now there's 217 signatures, and there is one.
Mostly Dems.
Yeah, mostly Dems. There's only 4 Republicans: Thomas Massey, myself, Nancy Mace, and Lauren Boebert. We're the only Republicans on the discharge petition.
Why are they so averse to it?
Well, there's a lot of information that's coming out of our oversight investigation. I also serve on the oversight committee, so I'm involved in that investigation. And there was a batch of emails released just recently that showed that Jeffrey Epstein worked closely with Israel on different military contracts, their intel agencies, Mossad, and so forth.
I've been reliably told you're anti-Semitic if you say that.
Yeah, that's like the thing, but MAGA cannot override MAGA.
Yeah, so I mean, what? Why? All right, let me collect my thoughts. When this first came out, everybody was shouting Bill Clinton in the blue dress, in the painting, and Jeffrey Epstein's place, the Clintons, and all this other stuff. Now, the Republicans will say if there was anything on Donald Trump, why they didn't release these files when Biden was in office.
Right.
So there's a couple of different arguments on, now my biggest question was 2 questions. First, why the Republicans are trying to cover this up makes no sense other than the fact they're trying to protect someone.
Right.
And the other question is, why are the Democrats so willing to blow up their party knowing, well, I'm not going to say knowing, but based off of what we know or what we've seen, that it could probably destroy, prominent Democrats like the Clintons. And I mean, is this the new Democratic Party about to blow up the old Democratic Party? I mean, is this, hey, look, we're going to just fucking, yeah. I mean, is this the knife in the back?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they doing? I mean, I want to see the files. I think the Republicans and Trump should just release them. I mean, let us digest them. If it was that damn bad,
right?
Let us digest it and we'll get past it. We're grown ass people. We can handle it. I mean, if they think it's going to cause an uprising, that's their fucking problem, because they could have stopped this at some time.
Yeah, they could have. But now, if there's people alive or whatever that's proven that they were doing nasty crap, because we know what the island was known for, right?
Yeah.
So if they were involved in that, in the child sex trafficking and all that stuff there, or doing stuff to them children, then they're going to have to be dealt with. And and
Yeah.
America's going to want to see it dealt with. You don't get immunity because you're a president, you're a senator, you're a billionaire. You don't get special treat. You're going to be in front of a court and you're going to get sentenced just like me or you would if we were convicted of being a pedophile.
And maybe that is the
I
what
mean,
they're looking
America's
at,
going to want to
because
see some of these people hung. I'm not kidding.
yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I mean no, they're
they
gonna want
would
to see a
love for
lot of them
public
hung.
hangings to come back for that and have them
Oh
lined
yeah,
up.
and that gets them away from their perch of being able to get off with everything. But I mean, if you believe that to be the case, that there's prominent people that's been extorted through the Epstein, okay,
Well,
within the government and just prominent people within the world, if you really believe that, you would believe that it's on both sides.
oh yeah, I guarantee it. Because
Then,
we already talked
but
about
why?
like the wrestling. They look like they don't
Yeah.
get along out in the ring, but when they go back behind the stage, they're best friends. The Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas were all good friends
But why would the Democrats be willing to blow that up if that's the case?
because they're desperate.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean,
Hey,
I think it's fucked up.
Yeah, somebody's got to fall. Somebody's going to have to take the fall for us to get back in the good grace of the American people.
Yeah, pull the Israel thing out of it.
Yeah,
You know, just whether you for Israel, against Israel, I don't give a shit. Pull the Israel thing out of it.
right.
They got the last vote they needed because they swore in. I think it was a lady from I think Arizona.
Yeah.
As soon as she swore in Wednesday or Thursday, she signed the document or whatever it had to be signed. So now they have the votes to push. They have the petition signed or whatever. Excuse me, whatever it was, to push a vote next week to
Right.
see the Epstein files. I'm assuming that's going to go through.
Right.
Now, what I'm looking at is, say they vote to release them.
Right.
Who fights to keep that from being exposed? And now that's who you go after. You know what I'm saying? Because if it gets voted to where they're going to release it, who's speaking it down the most? And that's the problem, people.
What? There's been other stuff that's happened, and maybe in your life too, where there's just some can of worms. Like, guys, we really don't want to open that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe at work, maybe something at work, maybe something at home that you just it's them skeletons in the closet you just don't get out.
Yeah. It's time to lay this on the table. When it comes to kids,
can we handle it? I mean, can we handle this, Brian? I'm not trying. No, and people out there listening to me, I have no, and I know as a Christian I'm supposed to forgive and all that stuff, but that would be the hard one for me with a child. You mess with a kid like that, to me, you're done with me. I'm sorry. You're the lowest of lows, and God have mercy on your soul. I'm not going there saying, man, I'm just saying, but man, what are we going to do? What does that look like?
This is how I think, and I could be completely off base with this, but this is what I think.
Man, you're making me sit up in my chair now.
I think maybe 20% of people would probably want to see him hung. I think probably 30 or 40%, or a little bit better, do not want to hear anything about this because they can't handle it. It's too dark for them. I mean, seriously.
How deep is it?
They can't handle. Well, I don't give a shit how deep it is. Just hearing about kids being, sold or, extorted for.
Yeah, there's rumors of like killing them for ritual, like satanic rituals and stuff like that stuff.
Well, I mean, even if not killing them, I mean, just having sex with kids.
Yes,
people
all kinds
can't
of nasty
handle that.
stuff. Yes, yeah,
yeah. People can't handle that. They're not ready to handle that. So I think that's one issue.
Right.
And I think the majority, not the majority of the Americans, but the majority of the people that would have a say in it probably don't want to hear about it at all.
Right.
And I think the rest of them, 30, 40% probably want to know about it, but don't want to go to the extremes of just, hey, look, you need to fucking hang these people.
I really don't think Trump's on there to be condemned, that he had something to do with it. I think as commander-in-chief and this oversight committee or whatever, or Pam Bondi or whatever had that list, right? Supposedly she had a list. I think he may have seen, and maybe his thinking, and he's not always where he should be, is that he's got messed up thinking, his process, right, of why he makes the decisions he does. And me and you talked about that. We voted for him, but we don't always agree with everything he does. I don't. But is he sitting back saying this could implode America? And that's why I didn't want it released right now.
It's possible.
Because we're in a fragile, Brian, we're in a fragile state, dude. This could open up us to be attacked. If this.
No, well, let's look at it. Regardless, I mean, they classify way too much shit.
Yeah.
Way too much shit.
They keep
if
us
this
in the
was
dark.
me or you, this would be all over fucking, everybody would know your business.
Yeah, if we were running
For
the
them, they
Mayon
classify,
Island,
they classify a dinner. They
Right.
classify this. You're not that special. You need to quit being protected that way. And
Yeah.
for these kids, you just need to let it go. Now, what I think happened, and again, I could be completely wrong, is somebody squeezed him because before the election, he was going to let all this shit out.
Right.
And then somebody probably told him, no, you're not. And then he was like, yes, I am. And they said, no, you're not. And
Right.
they won. No, he
Right.
wasn't. And majority of the Republicans fall in line with whoever or whomever is telling them they're not releasing this shit.
Right.
And then you got 4 rogue ones that are willing to go with the Democrats to get this shit released to the public. Not saying that they're great or not. I'm just saying you got 4 rogue ones that are breaking rank and saying, hey, look, we need to release this. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene did say that she doesn't believe Trump did anything wrong. She said in some instances from which, somebody had read or someone had said that he was actually, helped, from what some of the girls said, he actually helped them.
Right.
So I don't think that it's the case of him being in problem, because she even said, speaking with the girls, all of them like Trump. None of them had anything that's bad to say about him. So she believes he's innocent in that instance.
Yes.
But
he's covering up for somebody.
He's got to be protecting somebody, or
Yeah.
maybe he might not be intending on protecting them, but you remember, somebody owns your ass,
Right.
Now,
okay, so say the Clintons are on there and there's proof that they were doing some nasty ass shit, right? So say when Clinton was president and this was trying to get released, hear me out on this. How would you think he would act as president? Knowing I'm fixing to go down with this sunbuck. He would have been
the same way Trump's acting.
Trump ain't flipping out.
He is, when you look at it as he's saying that it's a hoax.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think it's a hoax?
No, I don't think it's a hoax. There's something behind that. I mean, that island, just like the P. Diddy crap, right? I don't believe that a dude had like gallons of freaking analies or whatever lube in his house, and there wasn't some nasty stuff going on there, right? And all the people that were tied with that, like preachers, like big mega church preachers and things like that were tied with that. And that just kind of got hushed up too. But what I'm getting at is Trump, to me, is coming off as somebody that's trying to cover up for somebody else. Like you were saying, like somebody with more power than him's behind him telling him, nope, you're not doing that. It's kind of like there's powers in the government, Brian, that we don't even know about.
Well, I think it's powers in the world
that we don't know
that controls all the government. Yeah.
Yes.
And the only reason why, we are free is because of the Second Amendment. Right. And God forbid we lose that.
Yes. So, and they keep trying to come after that too. But what I'm getting at is there's a difference between trying to cover for somebody, and there's a difference because you're fixing to get it.
No, I agree with you. But I'm not saying either one of them's better. Whether you're trying to cover somebody or you're trying to cover for yourself, you're still an elected official representing us.
I understand, but it's human. It's the human side. Just like if me and you work together, right? And you did something like really bad that could get you fired. if I'm covering for you, I'm going to act different than if they're coming after you. You're going to act different than I would if I'm covering for you. You're the one that did it.
There's the biggest difference there is you're not working for the people. He is working for the people. This is what the people want.
I know. So
what he's doing is he's making a decision as government, just like the elites do, on
Yes.
what he thinks that we can handle.
Yeah, and he needs to stop.
And they don't know. Yeah, and they don't know what we can handle because they don't give us any information.
Put it out there
And
and
they
let us
always
see
say-
how we handle it.
Exactly. Let us see how we handle the information.
Yeah,
Give us the correct information.
You want to put us down in a basement of a college with a quarter to flip prisoner or
Yeah.
guard. Let us run an experiment here and see how we handle this stuff. You know, we're going to release the JFK stuff, the MLK stuff. I really didn't get much out of the JFK stuff. Did you?
No. I mean,
know
not
Lee
more than
Harvey
that. They pretty
Oswald
much said that.
didn't do that. I'm just saying he didn't just shoot Kennedy. If he did do the shooting, he didn't shoot him because he didn't like him. He was put up to it. I don't think he even made the shot. I think it was from multiple directions. I think the Russians or somebody had something to do with that.
Well,
Yeah, same thing with MLK. I don't
we're going to discuss some of those things
Yeah,
because
well,
I brought up a bunch of those. But yeah, we're going to dive into them on the podcast too because we got a lot of good shit to talk about.
yeah, but
yeah, I agree with what you're saying. You know,
Yeah,
on that part. But
even when they released that, I didn't get nothing out of it. Did you get anything
No.
out of it? Okay.
no,
So-
but did the public revolt?
No, because listen, there was three things tree that he came out on: Epstein files, JFK, MLK. He released 2 of them.
I know, but what I'm getting at,
I think everybody, I don't
did,
think anybody paid attention to it because JFK and MLK was way back in the day. What's the most current thing and the nastiest of the 3, Brian? The Epstein.
well, it's talked about the least.
What you
That's
think?
why.
You think the Epstein?
How many movies?
Amongst the
Oh yeah,
people?
how many movies you had about JFK? How many movies you had about Martin Luther King? How many documentaries you had about them? Now,
You had a
now
bunch
compare that to
because
how
it
much
was
you've
way
seen.
back in the day, though. Yes.
Again, it's been talked about a lot more than Epstein.
Yes.
Epstein has not been talked about
You know
nowhere
what?
near as much as
Yeah,
JFK.
because they keep the top on that thing, dude. There's a lot
Exactly.
of crap
And then when
gonna
you
go
keep-
down.
And when you keep a secret, people want to know it more.
Yes. So that's why
So you're not
nobody
gonna
really
put this-
paid attention to what was released about JFK and MLK because that's like
Yeah, no-
that's like the concert you go to with the 2 opening bands that aren't that good. You're not there for them. You're there for the big one. You see
I
what
agree
I'm
with that.
saying?
But there was still enough information to tie the CIA to both of those.
Yeah.
And nobody revolted in the government. I mean, the people didn't revolt is what I'm getting at. Now, is it possible they will with this? You just stated that let's put it out there and let's test them. And they gave us the JFK files and they gave us MLK. That was a test. They
Right.
gave us information. What
Right.
did we do with it?
Nothing.
You saying we didn't pay attention to it. There's a good possibility they bury the Epstein files too. Give it to us and let us see what happens.
Yeah, but that's going to go way more south
don't
than
matter.
the other 2. We
Those
deserve it.
those
We deserve as Americans to know what goes on in our country, do we not?
Not only that, I mean, do these women now that were girls back then not deserve
Justice,
honor?
Yeah. And to
I mean,
to
but
have
fuck
their
justice,
story, yes.
honor. I mean, bring these son of bitches down.
That's
that
what I'm
treated
saying.
them, you know,
Well, I
like
see
like
that
a
as
fuck doll.
justice, but yeah,
Yeah,
there was wrongs, and you're never going to right that wrong. Just like that $500,000 for the people that have their phones tapped or whatever. That's not going to right that wrong. But the deal is, they deserve to be heard and know that they mattered. And somebody needs to pay. If
only heard the people that did that to him
Yes.
deserve to answer for it.
That's right. Because you're devaluing the human life.
Yeah,
When you allow that
Somebody's
stuff
daughter.
to happen. Yeah.
you know.
All
You
these
did that
kids
to
coming up
somebody's
missing,
daughter.
and you know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody
Or I mean, even if
Brian,
it could have
people
been a
ain't kid.
son.
Yeah. You're not going to go kidnap a kid to have them at home, to have them as your kid. That stuff just don't happen no more. When kids come up missing, they're being used in a bad way.
And I'm glad you said that, because I mean, another topic that we want to talk about, and we're going to go back to Epstein in depth. I just wanted to go to Epstein because of his vote. I mean, I just think it's a little odd that the Democrats are pushing this so much, and the Republicans are trying to defend it. It's like
I want it out there too.
Blow that shit up.
I want it out there twe Brian. I'm not
But I mean,
arguing that.
when you think about that, and you think about what Schumer, allowing that other shit to go through, we talked about earlier. I mean, I don't know.
They're all in bed together, dude.
But what Epstein was doing with these kids is bad. But now they got on the rise what they call sextortion. It's the new child torture MO. It's so what happens is, for you that don't know, and I hope a lot of you don't know, but also the problem is a lot of you don't know. And that's the reason why I want to talk about this. Not that a lot of people listen to this, but if you hear this, maybe you can discuss this with someone else that has kids. So the predators, often teens themselves. I mean, we're not talking about, the Epstein stuff. We're talking about teens affecting teens. They befriend a kid online, and then they'll coax them, or however you say it, for nudes or something that's going to show them, in an illicit manner. And then they start demanding things of them. And I'm not talking about demanding more photos or whatnot. Their demands are like, cut my name into your skin. They want to do self-harm on camera.
Right.
Sexually degrade themselves.
Right.
The one case file that I read earlier that caught me into this was earlier this week. I think I read it. It was a 21-year-old, I think, in Arizona. He started at the age of 15, and he was arrested, I think, in December, and he was just sentenced this October. Well, anyway, he had an underage girl carve his name in her body repeatedly is one of the things, that he had them do. And how do we get to where, I mean, we talk about putting our kids in front of screens. I mean, we don't even know what our kids are doing anymore. I mean, they're torturing themselves, because they made a bad decision, and some of these kids are killing themselves.
Yep.
I mean, it is sad. It says so. Just so you understand how they work in this, they're saying the tactic is step one, they're grooming. So they're using a fake profile name, the same age, or shared interests, and they're using Snapchat, Instagram, Roblox, and Discord. So they try to, build trust fast, and the kid drops the guard. Then they flip it. They want you to send a pic, or I'll block you, or starts innocent with nudes. And then they get the hook, and then they start using compromising material. And then it escalates and do this, or I'll send this to your school or friends or parents. And then it goes to torture, where it's live stream demands, cut my name in your skin, burn your thigh, insert object. And it's giving these people, a high from the power of making them do this stuff.
Yep.
The one that I was just reading you of, Carve My Name, his name was Baron Kane Martin of Tucson, Arizona. He allegedly ran an online network called 764 under the moniker Convict. After joining the group around 2019, he's 21 years old. Started at 15. Victim pool was 15 plus girls ages 11 to 16. His signature demand was take a knife, carve his name in his leg, and film it and send proof. One victim, a 13-year-old in Ohio, carved his name 7 times across thighs and arms and sent bleeding close-ups. The perp would reply, deeper next time or I'll leak. Outcome, arrested after 6 years, 1,200 plus explicit videos recovered. Case 2 in Australia, 2025, 17-year-old Sydney. Victim, 12-year-old girl in the UK. Send nodes, hold lighter against your skin for 10 seconds, pour bleach on the burn. 2nd-degree burns, permanent scarring, girl attempted suicide. Perp's defense, it was just a game. She could have stopped. Case 3, family threat. Canada, 2025. The perpetrator was a 19-year-old. DMO, hack victims' contacts, threaten to send nudes to dad's work email, demand, put your little brother on camera and make him watch you masturbate. Victim was a 15-year-old girl, complied. Brother, 8 years old, was traumatized. Perp arrested via IP trace, pleaded guilty to 8 years. I mean, this is sick. You know, right now they're saying they was 28,000 plus of these incidents in 2020 and 2024. It was up 400% since 2020. And check this out. This one really shocked me. The male victims of 51% of these issues. 51%. You would have thought it was mostly girls, but 51% of males. The perpetrators under 18 to 37%. Suicide linked cases so far as 47 confirmed. And these are just the cases that go reported because they're saying 90% go unreported because the kids are too ashamed, which I get. You know?
Right.
I mean, I don't know how we get to a society to where we think this is good to do. How do we think this is a game? Other than the fact that, you know, our kids are now growing up looking in screens all the time, and anything in that screen is not reality to them.
Right.
I mean, how do you do this to other kids? I mean, this there's a special place in hell for these people, man. And
I know I keep using that word. It's demonic, dude.
It is.
How can you sit there and think that I need control that much that I flip somebody to send me some derogatory thing that I can hold over their head, and I'm not having them do like some funny stuff. I'm having them do like torturing themselves.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 50 Shades of Grey. That book.
But yeah, but that was agreeable.
Yeah, but he got off on that power, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
That's a sick power. It's sexual. It's that's sexual to them. I guarantee, dude, they got a freaking like a high. I couldn't sit there and watch somebody. I'd start throwing up watching somebody carving. I can't do that.
It says the cycle of abuse, many were victims first and then flipped to offender. Example, a 15-year-old boy in Michigan in 2023 was victimized at 13 and became a predator at 14. He ran 3 fake profiles and started 22 kids. Said it made him feel powerful after being weak.
Yeah, so you got kids that get picked on too in school. Then they go home and do this, right? Now they got the power.
That brings you back to the prison thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they just, this one is, this poor man, he lost his son. He said, my 14-year-old son sent a dick pic to a girl. Next day, pay $500 or I'll send to your coach. He tried to hang himself in a garage. We found him in time. Then a mom in Ontario, she carved slut into her stomach with a razor. We didn't know until the school nurse called.
Yeah, unless you get tattooed, that thing's for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't get rid of a scar like that, Brian.
No. And I want to say, I'm trying to find it.
I mean, how do you become a grown adult and have to explain why you got slut cut across? And why are we not educating our kids better? Well, I guess, you know what? I'm guilty of that. My daughter didn't have that problem, but we didn't sit down and tell her, listen, this, because I wasn't watching the news. I wasn't being kept up on what that crap going on. You know, my daughter was just dealing mainly with drama with her friends. But I do know a couple that they caught their daughter sending inappropriate pictures to boys on her phone. And I'm like, how do you handle that? And they were figuring it out, right? Because once you put that out there, Brian, it's out there.
Yeah.
Just like the Paris Hilton stuff.
Yeah.
The Pam Anderson. Just because you sue somebody, it's out on the internet. Once it hits the internet, all I got to do is copy it, and you can have so-and-so take it down. But once people start making copies of it, you can't go after everybody. So that's where you feel hopeless, is you sent me a picture. Now I'm going to start demanding. I mean, the only way to play that is you send them a picture of somebody else.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they say there's 12 states now that mandate sextortion education. I didn't know that. They say that the sickest part of these crimes, they're live torture sessions, kids bleeding, burning, crying while the predator watches, laughs, and saves the video.
I mean, you almost
There was one hold on, there was one in Australia
right.
where the lady says, you know, her son hung himself because of a dick pic. That's just sad, man. Yeah, I agree with you though. You shouldn't send stuff out there. I mean, but the predators, man, it's awful.
Kids are so hard up for somebody to like them that they'll send the stuff. So not to get off subject too bad, but it ties to this porn. When we were younger,
You had the Sears catalog.
Yeah. 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 The lingerie section of a Sears catalog. But VCR, VHS, you know what I'm saying? You had to go in that back room at the video store to get that stuff. Now that stuff is so readily accessible on your phone. I mean, it's crazy. The stuff these kids watch and have access to at the blink of an eye, that you have to basically have their phone locked down, or that there's guys that I know that have had a porn problem, and that they find an accountability partner, and they put this app on their phone, and the other guy gets one too. And if they get on anything inappropriate, the other guy gets an alert. If they try to disable the app, the other guy gets an alert. I mean, it's like
sad you got to have that,
but it's that bad of a problem.
All right. Once you're an adult, it's what it is. You know, I mean, everybody has their vice. I get that, but as a kid, I mean, should they have a phone? I mean, what do they need a phone for?
We didn't have them.
Yeah, what do they need a phone for?
Bring the pay phone back.
Other than every other kid having a phone. So if you take kids from all the phone, if everybody takes their kid's phone away, I mean, why do they need a phone?
Yeah.
Give them a flip phone. They can call you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No. Yeah.
I don't think it's making us any better with our kids and phones. They're not learning anything. First, foremost, they're not learning how to drive undistracted.
No.
I mean, that is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey.
But I mean, beyond that, I mean, but why do they need phones?
They don't.
But you can't do nothing about that.
No. Just hopefully that you educate your kids better.
Yeah, I mean, and look at this sextortion stuff. I mean, watch what your kids are doing online, please. Yeah. I mean, it could really be something bad. Something else I seen this week that really just haunted me was, they had seen this woman, and I want to say she was in Arizona too for some reason. I don't have the notes with me anymore, but anyway, they had seen her running around outside half naked with flesh missing, and this poor lady, she lived with, I don't know. They say she lived there, but she didn't live there. Like she stayed there a lot or whatnot. Well, anyway, she went in this house, whether she lived there or not, in July, and she didn't get out until maybe a week ago.
Right.
They took her. They basically kidnapped her. Didn't let her out the house. They had her chained up. They would shoot her with a BB gun daily, and they said she was beaten with a bat. When they found her, she was locked up to some kind of maybe weightlifting equipment, maybe a bench or something, and she was screaming. She was left outside in 40-degree temperature, just outside.
Right.
It says she had all these wounds on her from being shot with a BB gun. Her eye was swollen shut from being either shot in the eye or something. It was infection. She was malnourished. The people that was in the house said they didn't feed her because she was overweight. They said they had her locked up because she would steal stuff, and the guy would shoot her with BBs because they didn't want to touch her. So you just shoot her with a BB gun. And then there was a 4-year-old in the house that when they asked her why she would get shot with a BB gun, she said because she was bad. How the fuck you do that, first of all? And then how do you bring a kid into that? I mean, what is wrong with us?
Yeah.
We need something in our lives, and that's what brings me I talked to you earlier about. So we went last night. We went and watched Skillet, and we had there was 2 bands before them that was very spiritual. Got a few things about that. And on the way home, I was thinking, when we were young, we were told that you don't discuss politics or religion,
Right.
And me and you discussed it as it's probably because it's confrontational. Yes, it is confrontational, but that is something that needs to be discussed. And I think we're realizing it now because we didn't discuss religion enough. I
Right.
really believe that we lost religion in our country. I'm almost to the point to where I believe that pulling religion out of the country itself was an intentional fracture to keep us apart.
Yep.
I mean, you can separate us on all kind of things, and we can always come together because of God. Because of the Lord. That bring it don't matter what race you are, if you believe in the Lord, that can bring you together. Something spiritual like that. Well, you won't see color, you won't see ethnicity, or however you say that word. You just see another human being.
Right.
You take that out, you see somebody on the other side of the screen that you just want to torture.
Right.
I ain't.
Well,
Where do you see this shit?
What the Pledge of Allegiance says: one nation under God, indivisible. So it says it in there. This country was built under God, one nation under God, not for freedom, not for whatever. It was under God. Everything else falls underneath that. The umbrella is God. And you're right. You got all these people coming in here now, Mondami and Omar, whatever, AOC, all these fools want to see God taken out of the equation because division is the only way that I get anything. The government.
Yeah, I mean, if you break us all down into tribes,
Yeah.
so if we're not all on the one God, like you're saying,
Right.
if you break us down in tribes, it's easier to control us.
That's right.
I think it's sad, that, and I'm not a religious person, but since we've been talking, I see more of, the evil.
Right.
And I read evil every day. I read a lot of dark shit every day. And it's mainly because I like to know what you don't know.
Right.
It's easy for them to tell us what they're going to tell us on the 6 o'clock news,
but
what you're not telling us.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing too with these churches, though, just like we talked about the woman running the experiment, come to find out she's from Kentucky, calling all these churches, saying that her baby hasn't eaten in a day and got a screaming baby in the background. Yeah, let's roll that.
It all started with a phone call from TikToker Nicole Monroe.
So now I'm calling Heritage Hope Church of God in Somerset, Kentucky.
Who began posting videos of her calls with churches across the country, posing as a mother in need of formula for her 2-month-old baby, following the pause of SNAP benefits. And while some churches didn't respond to her plea for help, one did.
We can do this. I'll just see. Tell me what it is called in case I have to go get it because great-grandpapa.
The man who answered, Heritage Hope Church of God's pastor, Johnny Dunbar, but Dunbar insists it's not his own kindness that moved him to want to help.
I believe in a God that interacts with his people. I believe that God allowed me a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to say the right thing.
And defends the churches that turned Monroe away. In the days following, Dunbar says the church has received countless donations coming from all across the world. Donations, Dunbar says, will go towards furthering the church's ministry, including helping those in need.
Yeah, but see, what they needed to show was the churches that turned her down. Now, it says he defended some of that, and you're going to have people that say the church deals with people coming to them in need that don't really need, right? People scamming the church, and people want to take advantage of that. And it does happen, Brian. It does. I know. But I mean, if you got a mother saying that her kid hasn't ate in a day, then you tell her, come, where can we meet or whatever? We'll go get you food, your kid food. So any
if
church,
you start taxing
yeah,
the church and start giving them credit based off of their donations,
yep,
you'll see the churches. You'll see less church, but you'll see better church.
yep. Well, I know we went to a church in a county above us now, and we were going to a Bible study, and we were younger. We were in our just got back from the Marines and all that stuff, so like our late 20s. But one of my friends was going there, and he invited us to go there. So we showed up on a Wednesday night thinking it was going to be a Bible study. Well, it ended up being their business meeting. And we were like, okay, so we just sat there. Well, they handed out the paper. This church had over $1 million in their bank account, Brian. $1 million. And it was just sitting there. And they were voting on whether to pay this for moving the preacher or this or the ticky-tack crap that they were voting on during. They had over $1 million in their bank account. Why? Why is that money not being put into the community and things that people need, food pantries? You know what I'm saying? Why are we sitting on that money? And I'm telling you, you've got these big churches, these mega churches, and I don't care who hears this. You know which ones I'm talking about. If you watch any churches or you're a fan of this church or fan of this, I don't care. Like the prosperity, the ones that preach prosperity, they're it's a business to them.
Oh yeah.
It's not a
hell of a business.
And I'm not religious. I'm about relationship, not religion. I go to a Baptist church, but I don't condone religion. Religious is where you get up at 5:00 every morning, take your pre-workout, get on your elliptical machine, watch CNN. You do the same thing every morning, every day. That's religion. What me and you have, that's relationship. You know what I'm saying? When our friendship becomes religious, then it's no good, right? Our relationship should be ever evolving, something new all the time. It's something that I want. That's relationship, and that's what I am with God.
I'm glad you said. I think both parties have become a religion.
Yes. And they're making you choose sides.
And they want the right would like you to say that it's just the Democratic Party is a religion.
Right.
But there's a lot of people on the right that view the Republican Party. If you think that everything they do is good, then it's a religion.
Right.
If you can't, look at something and call it for face value,
right,
that's your religion.
Right.
And that is sad if you're going to put that much faith in a man.
Like, these propositions or these amendments that come out, right, when you're doing a vote around the presidency, like Proposition 551 or what, I don't know what they are.
Shit that you don't read?
Yeah, well, you should read them and stop.
Well, we got a system.
And stop asking how you think your affiliated party would vote for this. How about you make some damn common sense yourself and vote? And why don't you say a little prayer on it and let God lead you, or your conscience, for you people that keeps wanting to say, oh, I don't believe in God. Well, that thing in your chest that tells you how you should vote against or for something, let that guide your pen instead of that party, right? Because you're voting for it in secrecy anyways behind that booth. You can't even vote. Your conscience in that booth because you're so scared. Oh, the other party might support that. And, who cares? Who knows?
Yeah, what do you support?
Yes. Use your own and stop letting people tell you what to do. Make your own damn decisions.
And that goes for everything. Quit. That's basically that's a good way to wrap this up. I mean, quit being a follower. You know, you can always be a leader and follow in certain moments.
Yes.
You don't always have to follow. You know, step up, you know, become something. Don't let everybody tell you what your opinion is, just like you were just saying. And then if you see something wrong, speak up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
say
that
something,
easy.
say something.
You know, yeah, I mean, you want to sit here and you want to video everything.
Yeah.
You know, you want to video that person getting beat up so you can get some likes. How about stopping that person from getting beat up?
Oh,
you know,
yeah. That blows my mind.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, we hitting about the 3-hour mark. I'm probably got to make this 2 or 3 episodes. But final thought is, I mean, this is how I look at it. We're lazy, distracted, divided, and we're fucking soft. The question isn't if a collapse comes, it's whether or not if we'll notice it before it's too late.
Yeah.
And hopefully we do, you know. But I appreciate everybody for watching, you know, like, subscribe, and comment. We're all looking for new people to follow us. And please leave some comments on what you think. And if you have any questions, you know, want us to talk about or any ideas, let us know. Jason, you got anything?
No, I'm good. Just, hey, like, if you're going to tell them to leave comments, read them, Brian. Stop saying you don't like to read the comments.
I'll read comments.
I'll live in the comment section, people. I'll get my popcorn. So yeah, interact with us. We'll interact back. I promise.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
This is the Sense and Senseless Podcast.